Welcome. We're going to continue our conversation in Chapter 6 with the guided edits, and we're going to talk about the advanced edit section. So go ahead and select the crop rule of thirds. Go ahead and select keystone distortion, perfect portrait, and recompose and scratch blemish. Remember to select pictures, you would press Control and then select Control and select another one. This will allow you to select pictures in a non-sequential way. Then you can either Control I or right click and put Edit for Photoshop Elements Editor. This will open up the editor workspace and your files will be shown here in the project bin. Go ahead and select the first photo. You may have to double click. Then go to the Edit task pane and then choose Guided. And in the second section is called Advanced Edits. And we're going to choose a guide to help us to edit a photo. This is just a guide. Now the first thing they want us to do is to crop our photo. They've chosen for me the rule of thirds, the crop tool. So I'm going to move this. I'm going to put the intersecting line here on this guy and see what this does to the photo. I like it. It's okay. I would like to zoom in a little bit better here. I will say fill screen. There we go. Now I do want to let you know you don't have to crop the photo. It's a guide. So you could just click next and it will take you to the next thing. So for example, this is the recompose tool or the recompose section. I'm going to explain that to you in a later lesson. So we're going to just click next. Now the next thing asks you to lighten or darken the photo. So we can press the auto button to automatically fix the photo's exposure. So let's click auto and see what happens. It's going to ask me to convert it from the 16-bit to 8-bit because the guided only works in 8-bit. Click OK. Then I'm going to click auto. Don't like it, so I'm going to click reset. I'd rather use the slider, so use these sliders to manually balance the shadows and the bright spots. So this says lighten shadows. I don't really have that many shadows, but I just want to show you. I got to convert it again. See how it's lightening the shadows? The trees are becoming brighter. Maybe right there on 7. Darken the highlights. Well, you don't want to do it too much because look, oh, that doesn't look too good. But maybe darken the sky a little bit there. And the mid-tone contrast, which tells you it affects only the medium bright tones. You can move it to the right. I want to make it a little bit more dramatic, a little bit darker. Okay, and then click next. And it's going to ask you to touch up a photo to fix small flaws or to fix large flaws in a photo. So here you could do this. We're gonna talk about this in another lesson, but obviously there's no person to fix, so we would click next. And then we need to sharpen the photo, and remember to sharpen the photo we must have the photo at 100%. And to do that, the shortcut as they mention here is Control-Alt-0, or you can press the zoom tool and click until you see this is 100%. You can also type in 100% there if you want. I'm going to press the hand tool to move this around so I can see the runner, the snow, and this little thing here. And I'm going to sharpen the photo here. We can see that's automatically over sharpened too much. You can, oof, not good. I'm going to back it off a little. Okay, move it around, look at the trees, see if they're not over sharpened. The fence, okay, I'm happy with it. And then it's going to ask you to click done. And that's it. I'm going to fit screen. At this point, I could close the photo and not save it. Or I could do file, save as, or save for the web if I'm exporting it to the web. In the next lesson, we're going to talk about touch-up scratches and blemishes.